The next step in our sequence is going to take us to TapTools.io, which is a fantastic website and resource that aggregates the information regarding all Cardano Native tokens. So let's go there right now. Here we are on TapTools.io. Right off the bat, don't let this website intimidate you. If you're newer to this website, we're going to look at it. We're going to show you how to kind of navigate your way around it very briefly in regards to this video, but don't let it intimidate you. There's a lot of numbers, there's a lot of things here. It's jam-packed. You're going to see all of the Cardano Native tokens here in TapTools. So if I click up here to the TapTool icon or home, it's just going to bring me to the home page where all of the tokens are going to be listed. Okay, and what we were just looking at is my watch list. So everything that you see with a blue icon next to it is what I have on my watch list. All right. And tokens like this that don't have the blue, they're just not on my watch list. I'm constantly switching my watch list around for different purposes at different times. Okay. And so it's just going to show you all of the tokens. It's going to give you their information as far as their Discord. You can click right to their Discord. I'm always saying Discord, go to their Discord. Telegram is going to link you to their Twitter account, their website, if they have it, right? JED's a stable coin. It doesn't have any of that, which is a really amazing feature. It's going to show you the price of this project against ADA, the transactions that are going on right now, the volume of transaction. Okay, and 5 minutes, going to give you the hour, the 24-hour. You can adjust these and toggle. We're not going to do this right now. It's not going to be a deep dive into it, but it's just to show you some reference. And I look at the price of ADA. I really use it to look at the price of the project against the price of ADA. And then I also come up here to this icon and I click, and I also track it against the US dollar. So now SNEC against the US dollar, World Mobile against the US dollar. And as I'm formulating my strategies and my ideas for leveraging the Cardano loan, I'm using a lot of information provided on TapTools to develop a hypothesis, a theory. With the educational Cardano courses I'm going to put out for DeFi that you can vote for on Catalyst, that you should have your wallet lined up for the snapshot that's coming. You only need 500 ADA in your wallet to take part in Catalyst decentralized governance voting. I suggest you do that. And if you feel like supporting us, I'm going to include deep dives into projects like TapTools that provide you a resource in how you can leverage websites like TapTools, websites like Cardano Scan to help with your awareness of DeFi, and then also technical analysis, which is something I'm doing constantly on TradingView to give me a better understanding of how price moves from time frame standards. So there's 4-year cycle with the Bitcoin halving, then you have like 60-day cycles, you have mini cycles, you have minute charts, you have hour charts, up to monthly, up to yearly charts. And what does that all mean? Let's just go to TradingView for a second as we put all this together as this finalized strategical sequence of maneuvers in the whole progression of what we're doing here. So TradingView is fantastic. And again, it's something that you should not let confuse you. And what we're doing is we're looking at a chart of Cardano. Right now, Cardano's price is 45 cents. So when we took the loan out, that 5,000 ADA in both of those accounts in liquid finance, the current price of ADA was 45 cents. And so a lot is going to fluctuate in our health factor when the price of ADA moves up or down. Also, the price of cornucopia is moving up and down, or World Mobile token moving up and down. And the great resource where you can use to look at that volatility is TapTools for all the Cardano Native Token projects, and TradingView here for bigger projects like Bitcoin, Cardano, and some of the others. But we're going to show you TradingView here real quick on tradingview.com, okay? And then we're going to move back to TapTools, and I'm going to show you that the TradingView charts are already created for a lot of these tokens, every single one of these tokens that you see listed in the Cardano ecosystem. And so just real fast, what you're looking at here is a weekly chart, right? You can click to the second, to the minutes. Okay, right now we're on the weekly chart. I have put these arrows in here I put these lines just to show you right off the bat something that you can try to wrap your mind around, that is a sneak peek in what you might get as a part of these courses, is how to wrap your mind around these charts. How do you look? These charts are basically a representation of the history, okay, of the history of the asset. So every single green bar that you see here is a week of time. And for instance, this week was a really good week where price of ADA went up in a fantastic fashion. In 1 week, it goes 98%, 100% in 1 week. And so this is the power of a bull market that we could potentially be in. So are we in a bull market? Yes, we're in a bull market. The confirmations are here. I believe we're in a bull market. And just to quickly show you something that you can sort of understand when you're looking at these charts before we go into TapTools is an example of that. Okay, so I have this blue section over here. Now what I did over here, you have this, you have all these tools and icons that are available for you to use. And one of them is a bars pattern. And I already did this previously where I took a measurement in the previous history of Cardano. And so if I move this over here, you're going to see that it lines up exactly with this. And so what I did was I took a measurement from this area and all the way up to roughly around the top. Okay. Now I did that for a specific reason, because as I'm in these charts all the time, I recognize similarities. Okay. In technical analysis, the more you do your research, the more you actually spend time in this arena, the more similarities you're going to see, right? And technical analysis is a beautiful tool for us to use to speculate and understand where we're at timing wise in the markets and price volatility, action, the whole 9 yards. It's not an ironclad system, like nobody has a crystal ball, but technical analysis gives you some understanding. And why I chose this for you to look at right now is because I noticed a similarity. See, we came off of a bull market, 2018 here. We came off a bull market into 2019, and then 2020 we had this capitulation in the end of 2018, had a little resurge in 2019, and then buckled down and had a tremendous capitulation at the end in March of 2020. And outside of that, we went on a nice rally, right? We went on a nice rally and then had this retracement, okay? And retracements occur very frequently in bull markets where people don't know if we're actually in a bull market because, oh my God, the prices went down and moved sideways for a while. Again, these are all weeks of time. So it's like all these weeks. How many weeks is that? See if our price tool wants to help us out here. So if I just move from this mark here, from that week, July 27th of 2020, all the way over here to this bar, November 16th of 2020, that was 16 bars and 112 days. 112 days. Like we thought we were in a bull market, right? And then all of a sudden for 112 days, it went down and sideways before it ever went up into this direction of journeying towards its bull market top. Okay, and I promise you this directly relates to the loan strategy that we just executed all the way back through Vi Finance and Liquid Finance. Okay, because I noticed there's a very similar structure here, and I'm going to show you something. Okay, so we had the bull market top. Now we retraced all the way down through the bear market, had a capitulation, right? Had a retracement and another capitulation, similar to what we see here. And then you have a bullish structure change. And we come up, right? Just like we did here. And then look, isn't it very similar? We go down and we have this sideways action. And people are just depressed. And they're like, I'm getting a lot of people that are just reaching out saying, gosh, like what's going on? What's wrong with Cardano? I don't know. And what I want to show you is I use one of these measurement tools to extract exactly the history here. And then I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to show you this. So let's put this over here. Look how similar this is. It's not exact, but look how similar It is. It kind of goes up, it comes down for the sideways time, and then shortly thereafter, whoosh, we go up into these directions that we don't know about. We don't know where the top of 8 is going to go. Okay? This just gives you a little bit of an example of previous history. Now, prior history does not indicate future results, but it does rhyme. History does rhyme in many cases. And Cardano has really not had a massive explosion of a bull market in its infancy, in its history. It just hasn't been here long enough. Like Bitcoin's chart go back 16 years. So I think that Cardano has a lot of space to move upwards in the upward direction. And this is just a showcase of some of the stuff I'll show and reveal in the Cardano DeFi education courses for the Cardano community. Okay, so why I say that is because I'm tracking the price of Cardano, but if we move back to TapTools, I'm also tracking the price of Cornucopias, let's say, right? So if I click Cornucopias down here, we're right back to TradingView. And again, don't let it confuse you because it's the same exact thing. And again, I'm going to really spend some quality time and help you all understand this from a fundamental place, a fundamental level of understanding. And you can do the same thing. You can do the same sort of measurements, right? That you can do here. You can move it to the day of the week that you want. You can take those same tools that we used, okay, over here, and put arrows if you want, okay. And the forecast, right? So I could go now we're at Cornucopias here, right? We're at Cornucopias, and so this isn't the chart of Cardano, but what it does is it shows you, okay, the Cornucopias chart against the price of ADA, all right? And so that's what's so amazing about this. And so if I look at these projects, I see a lot of value here and a lot of potential because this project Cornucopias has not done anything. There's really no data because Cornucopias is a brand new project on the Cardano platform. And another thing I want to highlight and show you is that if you look over here, okay, it shows you the age of these projects. Okay, so SNEC, 1 year old. World Mobile, 2 years. AGIX, 2 years for the Cardano implementation. IUSD, right, a year. JED, a year. Friend, 5 months ago. 14 days ago, this Moji. Okay, and I'll toggle here to my watch list just to kind of break things down. You look at Cornucopias 2 years. You will here's the buried lead. You will never see a project more than 2 years of history here on TapTools that showcases all of the Cardano Native Token projects. All these projects can only be 2 years old because Cardano's implementation of Cardano Native Token standards is 2 years old. Okay, it's going on 3 years here. But that's, as an investor, as a value investor, as somebody who is theorizing on the potential of Cardano's ecosystem to flourish in a bull market where these projects here that I'm showing you did not exist during the last bull market, have the potential to perhaps explode during their first bull market. And if you look back at projects like Cardano or Bitcoin or Ethereum or any one of them, PancakeSwap on Ethereum side, you look at Uniswap, their first bull markets, which they've had the luxury of having before, they've had the privilege of having a bull market before because they were around during the last bull market cycle. But every single one of these projects here have not been involved in a bull cycle. So there's something called the law of diminishing returns. So after a project has its first major massive bull cycle, the next bull cycle will be less. You'll still go up, but it'll be less. And the next bull cycle, it'll be less. And mind you, these cycles are generally 4 years of time. Now, I just showed you that chart. You can look back where we just copied the progression of the previous bull market, and we forecasted it in TradingView very quickly to kind of give us an understanding of perhaps where potential price volatility tops could go up. Like, nobody has a crystal ball, right? But just as a measure, that we are potentially in the foothills of the next bull market. So where all these projects who frankly have survived the bear market with basically no support, no awareness, I'd bet you that most of these projects here on my watch list you have not even heard of. Like, look at this one. This is a beautiful one that I've been doing a lot of research on. 1 month ago they started. Let's look at them. 1 month. Nuvola, DPIN. Look at their chart. It just started, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. This is the weekly chart. Look. So as I circle back to imagining what I can do with a loan that I took out for my cornucopia supply, could it be advantageous if I invest some of that ADA into a project that will outperform ADA? That's a strategy that I'm employing with my theory here. And so Nuvola started April 24th. It's like a month ago, right? Just over a month ago. And just in this short amount of time, I'm doing the price measurement tool. It grew 400%, 440%. Now, I'm not telling you about Nuvola without having read their white paper, without having, we might have an interview with them actually coming up on the channel at the end of the month, so stay tuned for that. They're doing fantastic things. They're partnering with Iagon. They're partnering with Cornucopias. They're partnering with lots of fantastic projects. These types of tools help me build my theory and my thesis about where I should go. NuNet is another one. NuNet's been around for how long? 2 years? 1 year? Let's see. 2 years. Yep, 2 years. NuNet is something that I really enjoy. And it's a part of the SingularityNet stack of projects. So here's an example. AGIX is merging with Fetch AI and Ocean Protocol to form the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. So I've been keeping my eye on the ball with what's happening to them as far as those announcements. And NuNet, okay, which is involved in the digital compute space, the decentralized digital compute space, is something that will be utilized, in my view, heavily with all of that artificial superintelligence coming together to utilize NuNet as a product. And then if I do a little bit more research, I can come to find out that NuNet just became members of the Linux Foundation in 2 separate categories, and then also became members and affiliates with other projects in the space. So these types of announcements make me think that perhaps I could take that 5,000 ADA and leverage 1,000 of that ADA and maybe get some NuNet, maybe take 1,000 and get some Nuvola, maybe take 1,000 and get some of this, and maybe keep 2,000 of that loan in ADA for a rainy day. There are so many strategies that you can employ, all of which could be right, all of which could be wrong. This is why I want to present this video to show you thoughts and ideas in real time with real money. Okay. Gens is another project that I'm excited about. Creating one of the first order book decks, really decentralized platform. It has been going down like off a cliff. Everybody's like, oh my God. Well, they have a unique style and approach to an order book decks where they open source market maker bots and smart order routers, which are bots that you could create and leverage on the order book decks. You need to have some development background. I don't have that background. I'm a manual trader, like a human being trader. I don't have that development experience. I'm actually working with someone who is a developer, has some of that experience, and we're working on trying to create a market maker bot right now. But because of the hurdles Genius Yield has to face, some of the market maker bots on there are winning in this game and sort of dumping tokens. There's a lot to it, but it shows me that there's a lot of decline in the price of Gen's tokens. Now, some people might say that that's why Genius Yield is going to go to 0. Why would you ever invest in that project? Or my view is that it is a fantastic time to purchase Gen's tokens. Because if Gen's rebounds, and those people are wrong, and it rebounds up to, let's say, see that dotted line is up at this area here. It's just a measurement tool. If it rebounds up to that point, that's 1,000% increase from this low, right? And so these are some theories that you can play around with and think about when you're imagining how to leverage Cardano DeFi to your own ability, okay? And so I hope that gave you some inspiration and some food for thought to think about as you approach Cardano DeFi. In the next video, we're going to take the loan, the 5,000 ADA, and we're going to actually deploy it into some of these Cardano Native Token projects that we just looked at for the reasons we just talked about as a play, okay, as leverage with a theory that these tokens will outperform ADA and even cornucopias to some degree in the future. And so by doing that, I'm going to keep a very good close eye on those token projects that I'm allocating the ADA towards, that I'm using that loan for, such that I can take advantage of price action volatility that goes in the upward direction to repay that loan, to trade those assets back to ADA so that I have more ADA. Hopefully, I will have double, triple the ADA. Maybe 15,000 ADA would be great to have in some of these moves so that I can easily take 5,000 of that ADA and repay the loan to get back my COPI, right? Those are the strategies. The more time you focus on it, the more work you put into these strategies, the better your chances are at outcome. But you always want to factor in risk more than anything else. You want to factor in the risk. You want to leave some ADA there for a rainy day, and you also want to start with a fantastic health factor that's well above 1.6, 1.8 is the health factor that we took it out at. Let's get ready to jump on a decentralized exchange, to jump on a DEX and perform some of the final stages of the sequence here in strategy.